Good morning, students. In my last video I told you about myself, my study center and what I'm doing out here. So today is my first online class which I am going to upload later, and today I'll start with articles. You know articles, that is the basic of English language. There are two types. Okay? Right? So these articles are the salt and pepper of English. Like, can you have food without salt and pepper? No. The same way you cannot speak English without using these articles. They are so important. We never emphasize on them, but we have to use them in our sentences and the way we speak. Okay? So there's indefinite article and definite. Now what is indefinite? A and an. And definite is the. So these are the three articles, a, an, and the, which we use in our language. Okay? Now why is this called indefinite? A and an, it means one. The also means one only. Okay? It refers to one. In English we don't say I have one pen. Okay? I have a pen. We don't say I have one pen. So that one becomes a, and it is a, but when we pronounce it, it becomes a. I have a pen. Okay? So we have to, I cannot say I have ball. Can I say I have ball? Okay? We have to use I have a ball. Now why? Because ball is a noun. Basically everything in the language, what is the use, is based on grammar. Now ball is a noun, and before a noun we have to use an article. Okay? If it is a singular noun, right? If I say I have balls, I make it plural. Then I don't use I have a, because I just now told you and means one. Okay? I have an apple, but if I have apples, then I say I have apples. Okay? Many apples that I can add, but I have to say I have apple, not I have a apple. So we use a in front of a noun in the singular form. Now where do we use an? Where do we use an? And English alphabets, there are 26 alphabets. Out of them, there are 21 are consonants and 5 are vowels. Which are the vowels? A, E, I, O and U. So in front of words with A, E, I, O, U, we use an. For example, an apple. We cannot say a apple. Okay? Because it starts with a vowel. An elephant, because it starts with a vowel. So an elephant. An inkpot. An orange. An umbrella. So with vowels we use an, and the rest consonants from B to Z minus these 5 vowels we use a, or later I'll tell you about the. So is this clear? That the vowels we use an, and that too also singular. Only with singular we use an and a. Okay? We cannot use with plural, like I just told you here. So with singular we use an with the vowels, and a we use with consonants. Now come to the, and children, you must keep on making flowcharts like I make. With me you should keep on making these flowcharts because it helps you to learn. Whenever you look at your flowchart, everything comes into your mind. Okay? Now next is the. The is a definite article. Suppose I say this is a chair, this is a chair, this is a chair, this is a file. But this is the chair on which a teacher sits. Teacher can be me, maybe some other teacher comes. So these are all common. They are indefinite. Students come, when a student comes, he sits here, he sits there, she sits there, anywhere. But a teacher will come and sit only on this chair, because this chair is for a teacher. So this becomes specific, definite. So I say this is the chair on which a teacher sits. Because teacher is common, but the chair is specific. This is one and only. So we use the with something definite. I say open the door. When I say open the door, means I want you to open a specific door. There may be 2-3 doors in the room, but I want you to open a specific door. So I say open the door. Okay? So there are rules which I will be telling you where we use the and with what we use. But basic is a and the articles are used with nouns. Remember, they are always used. Like I said, chair is a noun. Right? What are nouns? They are basically a word which tells us about name, place or thing. Okay? I will come to you later. I will tell you about all nouns, verbs, pronouns and so on. So today I am just taking with you articles. Okay? So articles are used with nouns. If I say she is beautiful girl. Now you will think that girl is noun, but beautiful has come. So will we use an article or not? Yes, because after the adjective there is a noun. Because this is beautiful is an adjective. It is qualifying a noun, telling more about a noun. So we will be using an article here. The sentence is incomplete if I don't use a. This is beautiful girl. It's wrong. This is a beautiful girl. So this is correct. Okay. Now there are rules to follow. Rules to follow when we use the. First of all, first rule is all heavenly bodies. All heavenly bodies we use the. Now which are the heavenly bodies? Earth, sky, moon, stars, comets, whatever you see in the sky, there are sun. These all are known as heavenly bodies. Okay? With them, I don't say there is a sun. Okay? The sun is shining. The moon is shining. The earth is round. Okay? The sky is blue. The stars are twinkling. So what am I using with them? The. So first rule is with all heavenly bodies we always use the, because they are specific, particular, definite, and the is a definite article. Second, with all holy books we use the. For example, which are the holy books? The Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Quran. Okay? These are all holy books. So we use the with them. This in English we write Ramayana, we put a, but we don't say. I have heard many people saying Ramayana. It's not Ramayana. It's a Hindi word because it is our holy book. It is Ramayana. But when we write like this in English. In Hindi we write Ramayana or Ramayana, I don't know. Ramayana. Okay, we don't say Ramayana. But in English, since we put a, people start pronouncing it as Ramayana, Mahabharata, Rama. Is it Rama? It is Ram. So please do not pronounce wrongly. Pronounce it correctly. Bible, Gita, Quran. Quran is sometimes spelled with Q and sometimes spelled with A, K. Okay? So this is rule number 2. Now rule number 3. With musical instruments we do not use. I will tell you for what all we are using the. Now, in adjectives, there are three types: the positive, the comparative, and the superlative. With superlative adjectives, we always use the. For example, he is the tallest boy in the class. Means there are many children, many boys, but he is the tallest of all. So tall, taller, tallest. So this is a superlative adjective. So with superlative adjectives, we always use the. Okay? Amitabh Bachchan is the richest man in Bollywood. Okay? She is the prettiest girl among all. Right? So, Al Burj is the tallest building. So, the Himalayas are the highest mountains. So, with superlative, we always use the. Okay? Then comes the use of other things, like when we are talking about something specific, right? Now there are in front of subjects. I'm learning maths, I'm learning English. We don't use an article, neither a, an, or even the. Okay, with subjects we don't use. But if I say, when I say something specific, you will say, oh, ma'am said that we don't use, but here in this sentence it is being used. Sometimes there is a difference in the usage, and then we use. For example, I say, English is a beautiful language. So here I have not used any article before English. But if I say, the English spoken by the British is correct. So here in front of English I have used the, because I am talking about the English which the British speak. I speak English, you speak English, Japanese, Chinese, Russians, everybody speaks English. But the English that the British speak is the most correct. Okay? So we use specific. So it becomes this thing that here I said no article, but here I have used article. So what have you seen? That when we are talking about something definite, then we use the. Otherwise, we don't use in front of subjects, we don't use any article. So our fourth rule is that subjects, no article, because all subjects are nouns. And what I told you in the beginning, in front of a noun we have to use an article. But subjects we don't use. Maths is a difficult subject. Physics is very interesting. So we are not using any article in front of the subjects. Okay? Then meals. We are talking about meals. Which are the meals? Breakfast. Children, it is not breakfast. Okay? It's spelled like this, but it is pronounced as breakfast. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Okay? We do not use any article. No article is used. For example, I say, my friend has invited me for dinner. My friend has invited me for a dinner. Wrong. My friend has invited me for dinner. I am going for lunch to my friend's house. I have eaten my breakfast. Okay? So we don't use in front of meals, no article is used. Is it clear? Next rule is in front of relationships, relations, or you can say relatives, no article is used. For example, my mother is a great cook. The mother is a great cook, we don't say. Okay? Ram's mother his mother. Okay, you don't say a mother, the mother. Okay, so in front of relations or relatives, we don't use articles. He is my grandfather. He is my uncle. Not the uncle. The uncle came to my house. My uncle came to my house. Okay, that's why he has become your uncle. Uncle becomes when he becomes known to you, is related to you, then he becomes uncle. Generally nowadays everybody says uncle, aunt. Okay, but otherwise it is. Now this word, auntie. This is distorted. In English language, there is nothing known as auntie. It is aunt. Okay, but there are three types of English. One, the British English, which I just now told you is the correct English because it's their mother tongue. Then one is American English. The Americans have twisted the English to their all that Yankee style. You do, all that. And the third is the Indian English. We Indians have really made it according to us. Like biscuit becomes biscuit. Maruti becomes Maruti. Right? Aunt becomes auntie. Right? So this. Now you must have heard this. I'll tell you just a small anecdote. There was this fellow who wanted to learn English and he was learning some poem. So the man told him that please stand up and recite this poem. And he said, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So the whole class started laughing. So he was quite embarrassed. Okay. So the teacher very quietly, encouragingly told him, the poem that you have recited is correct. But child, you need to pronounce it correctly. Okay. So the same English, if you are speaking in your own Punjabi, he sang it in a Punjabi accent because he was a Punjabi. Okay. Somebody is from UP, he will sing it. Some South Indian will sing in his own accent. But that thus spoils the language. When we learn a language, we have to learn the pronunciation too. Okay, so that we are speaking correct English. Otherwise, people will laugh. Okay, even somebody else speaks it like that, we will also laugh. You will also laugh. Okay, so we must try to learn the correct pronunciation of the language. Okay, so as I go, whenever any word comes to me, like I just told you, it's not breakfast, it is breakfast. First we say one we say first. He has stood first in the class. So first. So breakfast, not breakfast. So one word. And another auntie. Okay. It's not wrong. It's not a wrong pronunciation. It is a distorted from aunt to auntie. Okay. Now comes the next rule. Rule number 7. There are two types of numbers, ordinals and cardinals. One we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we say first, second, third, fourth. So with these cardinal numbers, we always use the article the. The article is used. Okay? He is, for example, I say he's sitting in the second row. Please open the first chapter of the book. Okay. So when we are using these numbers first, second, third, fourth, fifth, so on, we always use the article with these numbers. Okay. So these were some of the rules that we have to follow. And so I told you, again I will just do a recap, that there are two types of articles, indefinite and definite. Indefinite comprises of a and an definite comprises of the. A and an in English, there are 26 alphabets. Let me just write alphabets so that you don't get confused, and you can also write it in your flow chart. 21 are consonants and 5 are vowels. The B to Z, leaving these 5 of them, they are consonants, and A, E, I, O, U are vowels. Now, whenever we use the consonants, we use A with them. And when we pronounce it, it becomes A. And we use it always with, A is used with singular. When it is plural, then we do not use A. And with vowels, we use an. Okay? And then I told you definite. Definite article, there are some rules that we have to follow. Like we are talking about heavenly bodies, we have to use the. We are talking about holy books, we use the. Superlative adjectives, we use the. Subjects, no article is used. With meals, no article is used. Relatives, no article is used. First, second, third, fourth numbers, the article is used. And number 8, when we are talking about something, this thing, names, proper nouns, I say, my name is Suman, not my name is the Suman, or the Suman come here, the Suman go there. Do we say that? No, because Suman is a proper noun, so with proper nouns we don't use the. But there are names of some things, places and monuments, rivers, oceans that are one and only. Okay, then we use the. For oceans, rivers, mountains, lakes, okay, we always use the article. For example, the Himalayas, the Mount Everest, the Eiffel Tower, the Qutub Minar, the Atlantic Ocean, the Nile River, right? The Himalayas, like I told you, Himalayan mountains, the Karakoram Mountains, the Pacific Ocean, the Chilka Lake, the Mississippi Lake. Okay, so with all they are one and only, so we use the. Okay, these are all names of mountains, rivers, oceans, lakes, etc. So we use the with these. They are definite, one and only. So have you understood, students? So this is today's class of articles. And like I told you, like we eat with food, we cannot eat without salt and pepper. In the same way, we cannot speak the English language without the use of articles. So before I end my class, I will give you a few exercises that you can try on your own and see that are you able to do it or not. Have you all written it down in your notebooks? Now, before I end my class, let me tell you one small thing. There are some exceptions. Now vowels, the sound A, E, I, O, U. But sometimes some consonants have the sound of a vowel. For example, I say, he is honest man. Now because man is a noun, so it is used, so article has to come. Now H is a consonant. So you will say it should be he is a honest man. But the sound of H, see H words, hello, hi, how, hair, and here the sound is O, sound of a vowel. So we will say he is an honest man. Though it's a consonant, but the sound is of a vowel. Now see another example. He studies in university. He studies in university. Now you will say U is a vowel, so and should come here. But U, what is the sound of U? Umbrella, under, up. And here the sound is U, sound of Y. Yellow, you, your, yesterday, year. So it's a sound of a consonant. So you will say he studies in a university, not an university. So there are exceptions to the rule that if the sound is of a vowel, a consonant sound is of a vowel, then we use an. And if there's a vowel sound of a consonant, then we use a. There are few examples for like that. He is wearing uniform. What will come here, students? Now think U. I told you U sound is a, under, umbrella. Okay, but here U, Y sound. So he is wearing a uniform. Is it clear? Is it clear, students? I will give you an exercise which you can do, and if you have any doubt, you can ask. Thank you so much. God bless you, and hope to see you again in my next class.